If you are anything like me and are just wondering how the long is it going to take Mike's beard to grow back, then you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Really excited to have you here. And it is almost FAFO Friday, which is my favorite day of the week. This is going to be Animal Fights Edition. Why not? Just for fun. I actually found a really, really stupid video and the reason why I say it's stupid, because a stupid person in the video, it is trying to feed a bear, a grizzly, peanuts, just throwing peanuts to it outside of a car, standing in front of the bear lunges forward and takes the guy out. And that's all you see. Just you see the guy, the lunge at the guy goes away, and the guy in the car filming it's just like laughing. That's it. Like, what happened? That's a stupid video. That's not going to be on my FAFO Friday. I tell you that much. Holy mackerel! But what's up? How you doing, everybody? I'm excited that FAFO Friday is tomorrow. I am heading to the Grand Canyon. I am heading to the Grand Canyon to raft the Grand Canyon with the lady friend and her kids and my children's as well. So we're gonna have a good time leaving tomorrow after the show. Very, very excited. And I got these shoes. And this is something. This is important. I promise. Hey, this is important to say. But I said, "Ooh, I got a new pair of shoes. Who the hell cares?" Actually got Merrill Water shoes, and the reason why I got these is because I'm hiking Havasupai in September, and I want to make sure that I have some hiking shoes that I can get wet, because my grandfather put the fear of death in me, and when it comes to having wet socks or having wet shoes. And because, in his, trench foot was a huge, huge thing in the war they fought. And he said he watched his friends have their, feet amputated, their toes amputated from that nonsense. And I've been absolutely petrified of that ever since. So I got some nice hiking shoes that are actual water shoes. But here's the deal, though. I'm going to take them on the rafting trip to kind of break them in. What's up, Lynn? To kind of break them in. And I started wearing them around yesterday, and I'm like, okay, break-in period's not easy when you're barefoot, when you don't have any socks. Like, you break in boots, you can put a couple pairs of socks on in there and kind of stretch it out a little bit, get it to move around, get your feet ready for it, get it molded to your feet and all that. Nope. This is you got your barefoot in these shoes, and ouch. Holy mackerel. I mean, once they get going, they're going to be just fine. But I mean, holy cow. That is but it's important. The last thing you want to do is go on a hunt or a hike with new shoes or boots. That is absolutely the worst possible thing that you can do. And I think anyone in the military would back me on this. When they hand you your standard issue boots and you're on PT the next morning, your feet are wrecked because you're breaking them in while you're doing what they're meant to do. Holy mackerel! What's happening, Grizz? Hope you're having a good day, buddy. Hope there's no firearms involved today. Well, I hope there's firearms involved. I hope there's firearms involved in every single day. But I hope there's no bullets whizzing by you, pal. So stay in the safe hoods and do all of that. I actually met with a good friend of mine, and I want to talk to you about something that's coming up on the show. A good friend of mine named Tim Forshey, who is a I would say as close to a firearms expert as I've ever seen. He's an attorney. He has a lot of cases where he deals with firearm use, self protection, things like that. And what I was going to do is I was going to do some short clips with him for social media. I'm going to have him on the show as well. And we're just going to talk about it, but we're going to look through some clips of people doing stupid things with firearms. And we're going to talk about the cans and cannots of having a firearm here in Arizona. So I hope you guys are going to be looking forward to that, because I'm already looking forward to that. And he has this guy. Hang tight. Let me pull this up, because some guy that we're going to hopefully be working with rather soon. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to will it to happen is what I'm going to do. Let me see. It's called Active Self Protection. Active Self Protection with John Correa. So we'll do that as well. We're going to do some self-protection kind of stuff, tactical stuff, and then legal stuff as well. So because when it comes to firearms, I don't jack around. Like, I am a safety third person. I always have been a safety third person. I am looking into travel insurance for myself and my son. I don't have health insurance right now. So travel insurance to the Grand Canyon just for the day. I think that's super, super important to have. So I'm usually a safety third kind of guy when it comes to everything except my kids and when it comes to firearms. So I want you all to be safe. I want you to know the yes, the no's, the we cans, the can'ts, because a lot of us have firearms, and I'm saying us. I've seen a lot of we the people have firearms that we just think, okay, if we have it in the nightstand, we have it in a state as safe by the bed, everything's going to go to plan. My family is safe. That could not be further from the truth. I want to help you guys do it the right way, and I want to help you do it the right way. I want to help you feel comfortable, confident, and safe, knowing exactly what you can do. Let me give you a quick example. I'm just going to give you a quick example, so it's a preview, so you can see this. Okay. Um, the best. Okay, I'll get that in a second, Chris. But the one thing that blew me away, absolutely blew my mind. It was a suggestion, really, is what it was. And I was like, wow. It says, let's say the worst case scenario happens. Somebody breaks into your home that you have to use your firearm. You are threatened with your life. You need to use lethal force, and you do. And no, let me tell you, I don't wish that on anybody. We always say it. We're like, yeah, I dare somebody come into my house. Yeah, they picked the wrong house to come into. Yeah, then you take a person's life. It's a whole different ballgame. Okay, so I don't wish that on anybody. Say you had to do it. You don't call 911. Someone in the house, have someone in the house call. Just say call 911. That's all you say. Then 911 operator asks, what's going on? Don't know. I was told to call 911. Heard gunshots, call 911. That's it. Then I'm like, okay. And in the moment, in the heat of the moment, who knows? I mean, it might work, it might not. I mean, yeah, but I'd have Becky come out of the room and be like, okay, so what happened? Let's start. I got to keep cops on the phone. What happened? Yeah, no. Your next call is to your attorney. Hopefully, it's Tim Forshee. He's going to help you out. I got a couple things to get to today, but I definitely want to. It's tomorrow's FAFO Friday. So excited about that. But Grizz brings up a great topic. I want to hit things when you guys bring them up. I have no problem with doing this. I absolutely love that. I have a show planned, but I would love to just got and anything I can talk about. I can talk about tomorrow. I can talk about Monday. No big deal. But this is a great question. So I can one day talk about the best way to start fishing. Here is the hands down I'll say couple of best ways. Is that a thing? Hold on. Maybe I need coffee. Hold on now. Here's a few great ways. How about that? Here's the absolute best way, and there's 4 of them. No. One is, and I know you and Mrs. Grizz like to roll out, do camping, things like that. Camping at a lake, and don't worry about daytime fishing at all in any way, shape, fashion, form. Just go get yourself a couple catfish poles, some chicken liver, and just throw it at the bottom and let it sink down. Throw it as far as you can, let it sink down to the bottom, and just get a campfire and just hang out. Make some s'mores. Wait till the fish hit you, boom, pop, and then boom. Then teach her how to set the hook, and then boom, away. And I'm telling you, addicted. Once anyone, at least that I've seen, at least anyone that has fought a fish, especially like somebody fights hard like a catfish. Catfish don't jack around. And I mean, like bluegill too. I mean, if bluegill had any size to them, bluegills are fighters. Man, if they had some size to them, they'd be a hell of a sport fish. But once they feel that fight, and once they get that fish in, it's going to be they're in, they're good. They're good to see. It's going to cost you some money because then now they want the gear. But yeah, some cheapy catfish poles from Walmart or something like that. It costs you maybe $20 a piece, and just get some solid hooks and some chicken livers, and you're on your way. And like I said, you're hanging out, you're chatting, you could be playing cards, whatever, by the fire. You can be doing whatever, just hanging out. And it's just, you don't even have to go for a long time. So when the sun goes down, just kind of throw a line out there and just have some fun, maybe an hour or two, and go home. I like Lake Pleasant. Lake Pleasant is fantastic for that. All the lakes are fine for that. Second, is an amazing program that your Arizona Game and Fish Department has had for years and years and years. And it used to be called the Urban Fishing Program, and now it's called the Community Fishing Program. That's right. We be sure not to offend our government and all. So the community fishing ponds are amazing. They're all over. So you go on to azgft.gov, and you go to go look at their community fishing program. It'll show you the lakes around town where you can just roll out there. They stock them with trout, and they stock them with catfish. And so you can look at the stocking schedule and just go out there and just throw some power bait or something like that and get those little suckers to jump on. Yeah, and these all come from hatcheries. You can go buy hatchery food as well. So they, if you want to show early success. The drawback from doing that in the community pond thing is you're going to see a lot of things you don't want to see. And what I mean by that is people just with buckets full of fish, just completely poaching. Just, I mean, whether they have a license or not, it doesn't matter. They're taking more than they should. They're taking more than their limit, and in keeping size. It just you'll see that it's a little bit frustrating, but just go out there to have some fun and manage your expectations. Sit on a little chair and yeah, and of course, make sure you buy a license. Oh yeah, of course you buy a license. Great part about it, especially when we want to take kids. If you want to take kids, a hunt fish combo license for an entire year is $5 under 18. You can't beat that. That's probably one of the best conservation moves I've ever seen. One of the best conservation moves ever was when your Arizona Game and Fish Department took a what was probably a 58 to 75, depending on the dollar license for a year. And by the way, it used to be calendar, not a full 365 days. It used to just be calendar. You would have to pay that dough to just the end of the year and then buy another license. So they made it calendar year. So if you buy it on say April 1st, you're gonna have it to April 1st. Yeah, and then the kids 18 under 18, $5. It's fantastic. Yes. Use a black license, black light to fish with true. Let me see here. Hey, I've been told you can't use black licorice to fish. What? That's got to be a wives' tale. We got to Google that. Hold on. Let me just ask Siri. Let's see if they could. What Lynn said is, hey, Mike, I've been told you can't use black licorice to fish with. Is it illegal to fish with black licorice? Let me see. See what we got here. Fishing with licorice for bait. Processed foods such as licorice are legal. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's the answer there. Hold on. Are legal. It's taking a sec to pop up here. Yeah, processed foods such as licorice are legal under bait regulations for inland waters. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it's you can't do it in maybe offshore. I don't know. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great question. I didn't know that. I fished with everything. Good grief, I fished with everything. String cheese, crushed on string cheese. Oh, and Grizz, if you don't want to go with the chicken livers, because sometimes new anglers like ooh, yeah, and so he's like yeah, go ahead and teeny weenies. Yeah, those little what Vienna sausages, things like that. Now Vienna sausages are way too when you cast, they'll fly off. They're not called Vienna sausages. Yeah, they're called little smokies. There you go. Little smokies, especially the ones cheddar. Fantastic. Oh, and if Mrs. Grizz doesn't want to go to the lake, how about this? I'm not kidding, guys. Not playing with you. Fun catfishing is Tempe Town Lake. Tempe Town Lake, and you can wait, what? Huh? I call you. So you just cast out there and you sit at one of the benches, sit at one of the picnic tables and just have dinner and stuff like that. And just have a line sitting out there. Fantastic fishing. Yeah, I mean the little guys, but I've seen people pulling 30-pound flatheads there. So, but if if you're lucky enough to jump on one of those, but yeah, it is Tempe Town Lake is fantastic to go on the hold on, here we go, the north side, that has all those picnic by the docks. It has all those picnic benches and picnic tables and benches down it. Just go hang out. And a lot of times there's these stairs that go right down to the water. Those are great places to fish as well. So just go have fun, have a ton of fun. Again, just throw a little smoky out there or a chicken liver, and you're going to get hit. You are going to get hit. I am for new anglers as well. I would highly recommend treble hooks. Treble hooks are really, really good for these type of fish that are used to just kind of nibbling on things. And then one of those hooks going to grab them. So yeah, I do that. Sometimes I take the little smoky, you cut a hole, right? Not a hole, like a slit right in the middle. And that slit goes around the line. And then you push it down onto a treble hook. So it buries each of the hooks into the Vienna sausage or what, not Vienna sausage. Why do I keep saying that? Little smoky. And yeah, it'll hold on to it and it'll get whatever tries to nibble at it. They're not going to get away with one of those like circle hooks, things like that. Okay. Yeah. Give it a try. Absolutely give it a try. I think it's a worthwhile endeavor. How about this? This is why when you got to guard what you're watching, what you're listening to, and what you're reading, because there's an agenda behind most everything. Y'all know my agenda. My agenda is to get y'all to go out and have some fun, enjoy the outdoors, to know the beauty of everything, and to participate in the North American model of wildlife conservation. That's what I want you to do. That's my agenda. If anything is, if any type of take or hunt or angling or anything, any type of take is legal, I support it. I do not do every type of take, like trapping and predator. I don't do a lot of that, or like coyote hunting. I don't do that. But that's not to say I wouldn't encourage you to do it if you want to do it. It's fantastic. So when I see headlines like this, it's really starting to tick me off. And one of my favorite places to get outdoor news is starting to really tick me off. And not surprising, I didn't hear back from them when I fired off on them for the what was it, Hunters of Color? Yeah, the Hunters of Color. I forget what the organization. I think it was Hunters of Color. They're bringing basically non-whites to out and hunting and fishing, whether you like it or not. And I was like, what? Why are we going to bring race into this noise? Okay, same organization. How about this? Are chronic wasting disease fears making people quit deer hunting? No, that's it. This headline has made you to make think. Oh wait, I should really maybe I should rethink deer hunting if chronic wasting disease is a thing. For those that didn't catch the episode, we talked about chronic wasting disease. It's a zombie disease. It's terrible. It really is terrible. It's impacting a lot of the ungulate population, where these deer just look like they just waste away. It's absolutely awful. They just right before your eyes, just like they turn into zombies. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But there are some very healthy looking deer that are being taken that are tested for chronic wasting disease, and they have it. There is this is by the FDA, by the way. There is no link yet. I say yet, okay? It's kind of like the alleged shooter, right? There is no link yet from transmission from deer meat to humans in consumption. None. None. That's why if they're using chronic wasting disease to scare people out of hunting, these kinds of headlines just are met with a huge eye roll. And I think that one of the key things here is to read the actual article. Don't buy into the headline. Survey showed that when chronic wasting disease prevalence rates approach 40%, hunters start to change their behavior. That doesn't mean they need to stop deer hunting. See, is going back to the headline. Are chronic wasting disease fears making people quit deer hunting? No. They said when it reaches 40%, like 40% of the deer population has chronic wasting disease, it makes them, all this says is start to change their behavior. That's it. Not stop deer hunting. The example they use: Wyoming hunter Meg Stanton had to reread her mule deer's chronic wasting disease results a couple of times. The 4-point buck, it's a whopping 4-point buck, she had shot in Old Burn Scar last fall, had looked healthy. It showed no signs of disease, but the test came back positive for chronic wasting disease, and now Stanton had a decision to make. Would she throw out the animal she had harvested, field dressed, partially processed, or should she finish packaging the meat and eat it anyway? The CDC and the World Health Organization advise hunters like Stanton not to eat chronic wasting positive animals, but plenty of hunters do it anyway. No, all hunters really do it. There are very few hunters that will send meat away to have it tested for chronic wasting disease, because there is zero link so far in transmission from chronic wasting disease to here. Now, we are a state that has not been affected yet, but we will. It's a lot like my buddy Rosie always says with termites here in Arizona. There's two types of houses: those that have termites and those that will have termites. Chronic wasting disease will eventually make its way to the Arizona deer population. We hope it's no time soon, but if it does, it just does. And it's absolutely silly to think that this woman just threw away a deer because it tested for that. It's not trichinosis. It's not. If you shoot a bear, you want to have that bear meat tested right away, because that stuff will make you super sick. And there's thousands upon thousands of examples of people getting sick after eating bear meat that they harvested from, I believe it's trichinosis. I'm 100% maybe positive on that one, but it's no. And so again, guard your eyes in your ear holes, will you, when you hear things like that. Termites are your job, Grizz. Trust me, Grizz. Everybody got termites. Everybody's gonna get termites. Yes. Okay, so Lynn asked a great question. And what's up, Jim? And so Lynn, what's going to be the impact on the earth and people if we stop hunting, etc.? That is the beauty and a fantastic question. You singing my song, buddy. Um, what happens is there's an imbalance. There's a huge imbalance and a huge overpopulation. I always use this the state of Missouri because I know these numbers as an example. At the beginning of deer season, there's roughly 900,000 deer. That's what they basically have 900,000 in the state of Missouri. That's a lot. Okay. Just shy of them, between 900,000 and a million. After season, there's around 650,000. That's a lot of deer that are taken, right? A lot of deer. Next year, there's 900,000 to a million. If we stop that exponentially, expanding just one state as an example, habitat for other animals, predator populations are affected. Everything gets thrown off kilter. The North American model, over 100 years of basically creating it, and it was actually named, I think, in 2020, but 100 years later, 100 years of following these tenets and using outdoorsmen and women and using hunters to call healthy populations of any type of species helps everything out, and it works. It keeps species from going extinct. It keeps other species healthy, whether they are prey species or predator species, whatever they are. That's the big circle of life. And then you also deal with habitat. So if all the ungulates, which is basically the deer family, if they want to, elk and moose and things like that, if they want to have nice grass to eat and plants and all the things that they like to eat, that is a that would become that would be in jeopardy because of the population size and the population growth. It would just waste all of the, just thrash all of the habitat for them to eat. Mm-hmm. Yes, rats are my job, Lynn. Lynn, my other show, Russell and Hunter. That's the rats are my job. Mm-hmm. The special kind of rats up there in Washington D.C. But yes, that's what would happen if that were the case. It would be it would just be a bad situation. And understand this, and just so I always like to remind you all this: your Arizona Game and Fish Department manages 820 plus species of animal in this state. It is the most biodiverse non-coastal state in the nation. About 60 of those are game species. So you see what I'm saying here. So now we have 760-ish that are not game species, not something we hunt. So Arizona Game and Fish is almost like it's almost a mistitled organization, because they're basically the Arizona Department of Wildlife Conservation is what they are. And a lot of states call them their department, their Game and Fish Department, Department of Wildlife Conservation, because that's what they do. And it's all wildlife. It's not just deer, elk habitat. Mm-hmm. Lynn had a good question as well. Doesn't cooking food properly kill the diseases in animals? It should, right? Nah. I mean, some you got to burn them out. I don't know. I'm not one to overcook my meat anyway. So again, like I said, most of the time, except for my kids and firearms, I'm safety third or fourth. But for that, especially chronic wasting disease, we have yet to find the link between human. I mean, there might be one example, maybe two examples out of the, like I said, in Missouri, right? The 300,000 that are taken every season, the hundreds of thousands of animals that are taken every year. And there's maybe a couple that somebody had something similar to chronic wasting disease, or maybe we get chronic wasting disease and our body's cool with it. Our body's like, yeah, we got that. Don't worry about it. Mm-mm-mm. Yes. With bear, well done. Oh yeah, buddy. Or low and slow, bro. Just keep going and like all day with the bear. Slow cookers was like this. And okay, so Jim, I cook the pig up to the proper temperature, but which to me is 160-ish. And so, but yeah, you definitely don't want to burn some pig. Mm-mm. And that's why I think that's where like sous vide comes in as well. I wonder how that does when you throw them in the meat jacuzzi. You vacuum seal them and throw them up in the meat jacuzzi. I wonder if that's anything. I wonder if that helps. Yeah, but I mean that'd be a good question. I guess probably maybe a guest idea for the future. Maybe have somebody from the FDA on to talk about that kind of stuff and how to prevent illness in transfer from game meat. So and kind of the difference. What I would like to see is the difference between game meat, not health wise, because every doctor is going to say something different. But as far as the FDA is concerned, what the differences between healthy wise or safety wise, there we go, between game meat and the store bought stuff. So yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if you can cook out chronic wasting disease. I have no idea. But again, we don't really know because we haven't seen the link between the aminals. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Lynn, I would love that. I would love if you do some research and just share it with us and let us know, especially when it comes to chronic wasting disease, because I haven't feared it. So when I see headlines like that, I just kind of okay, here they go again. They're going to try to get us to be afraid of this. Last time it was the avian flu, right? And then all these birds are dying, and these birds are dying. If you eat these birds, they might have the avian flu, so you shouldn't go out there and bird hunt. I bird hunt every season. That is a problem. It's going to be another problem this year, and so I'm still going to bird hunt. Still going to bird hunt like crazy because I love them. So I love doing it too. It's a heck of a sport. And Grizz, that's actually a question too. If Mrs. Grizz wants to get in hunting, dove hunting by far, hands down, the easiest way to get somebody into hunting and basically to expose them to what we do, expose them to our sport. Don't use the duck hunting example we used yesterday, please. Duck hunting is definitely not a rookie sport. I'll tell you that much. It is not a rookie sport. Tomorrow, y'all, is FAFO Friday, and then I'm going to scoot up to the Grand Canyon for my little trip down the river, little river rafting in Grand Canyon. It's going to be a great time. You guys are going to get all that stuff Monday. We're going to have a great recap of that, and we're going to have a lot of fun too. But tomorrow, FAFO Friday, is the what is it? The animal fight edition. Ooh, it's fight night. Here we go. It's fight night with the animal style tomorrow on FAFO Friday. Y'all, thank you so much for playing along. Thanks for hanging out. We'll do this. We'll wrap up the week tomorrow together at 11 o'clock right here on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation,